What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 17th of April. It's Wednesday. We're taking a look at Aerodrome Finance / the United States dollar. Ticker symbol AERO USD. This is the Coinbase price data. This will be a daily chart, technical analysis, sharing some of my thoughts here. Once again, this is Aerodrome. Gotta say, guys, this is a pretty impressive chart for the bulls. This thing has made a very, very large run to the upside in a very short period of time. Now, I'm not sure where retail investors were able to get into this, if they were able to get into this way down at these levels. If you were, let me know down in the comments. That's very, very cool. So from bottom tick to top tick, Aerodrome has roughly gone about 3,100%. That's 3,116%. Moving from 7 cents all the way up to a top tick there at like 234. Incredible run. Like I said, if you were able to get into this at those super low prices, let me know down in the comments. If so, that's awesome. Good for you guys. So this thing is obviously in a very strong stair-stepping pattern to the upside. The question is it running out of steam, or can it continue to make higher highs and higher lows? Well, let's take a zoom in closer here to some more recent price action and see what's going on, share some of my thoughts here. So we have two levels above the market currently. One will be at $2.34. So that's where the chart topped out on the 12th of April. $2.34, just where it should. We ran some other levels here. We have one at $2.43, just above that. So that is a new level. Will the price get back up to that $2.43? That is the question. Well, we'll have to see. We got to keep an eye on what Bitcoin is doing, and if this thing can continue to make higher lows and higher highs. Something of concern I have just by looking at this chart here. I'm not a holder of Aerodrome. This day right here is a thing of concern. This is almost like a blow off top in a way. You had a big move to the upside. Came right into resistance at 234, and you made some new lows, basically closed in the center. You took out a lot of highs and a lot of lows. It's a little bit of a concern that day for me here, especially after this thing has moved 3,000% plus from its bottom to its top tick there. So we'll see. This little pullback here does have a look like it wants to break out back to the upside. And if it does, like I said, my target for this would be like 243 roughly. As long as we can get above the 234 highs, printed over on the 12th of April, 243 would be that next level, guys. So my highest target right now, based on recent price action, would be 243. And if you want higher prices, I get that. We could use fib levels. So, for example, we can take the swing high from the 27th of March, and we could take the swing low from the 29th of March. Bring that down to the bottom tick there and drag it over. And you guys can use these as a roadmap if Aerodrome decides to trade higher here. So you would look for these fib levels, the 1618, 3618. So you're at 261, 399, 3618 up there at $6, 42 at 789. So you can see how you could use these fib levels for areas to lock in your profits based on the swing high and the swing low that you choose. So you can choose any set of swing highs and swing lows you'd like. It's good to choose a major swing high and a swing low, so and give it some time. For example, you could take the swing high here of the 13th and our swing low so far of the 16th. Swing high, swing low, drag over, and here is some areas that you could keep an eye on. 1618, 261, 358. So if you're Super Bowl on Aerodrome, that is something that you can use. Me personally, I just keep an eye on my levels. They work for me, and that will be 234 and 243 for the upside. So if we get up to back up to the highs here at 234, you're looking at about a 38%. And then if you get to the new level up there that has not been reached yet at 243, you're at about a 41% move higher in price. So that is bullish. And that's the highest I have right now for this. And I'm not saying it's going to be reached, and I'm not saying that that's the top. Of course, the markets can go higher, guys. Of course they can. That's just an area I have that if the market hits that, I would expect some resistance level, and I think that would be an area to lock in some profits if I were long, especially making 40%. Like I said, I don't hold Aerodrome. Let's talk about some downside stuff here. Markets are looking heavy, okay? The stock market's looking heavy. It's rolling over. We've seen Bitcoin struggle a little bit, although support is holding. We'll jump into that at the end of this video. There's a couple levels that I would watch, or I will be watching for this Aerodrome chart. So we have the lows of the 12th of April, something to keep an eye on if the market decides to sell off. It'd be nice to see those hold. Those prices will be $1.52. Next will be the floor of support. I will put a line there. It's just about right here at $1.36. This level is very important for the price to hold if it gets down there. $1.36. Basically, if the price gets down to $1.36 and closes below it, right? So we close below it. The odds flip in a big way that the markets are going to actually head lower than higher in the short term. That's all it means. Now, of course, we could trade below it and close above it, put a big candle wick like we saw on the 12th or on the 16th of April, and then the markets could actually turn higher and rally from there. The point is, if you get down to that level and close below it, the odds flip bearish in a big way. So I just wanted to share that. The $1.36 range, if the markets get down there, there's no guarantee that they will, but I just wanted to share that. So I'd be watching the lows here, the 12th, $1.52. I would also be watching $1.36 for the price to not to get below and close. Don't want to see that. That's quite bearish, and if that happens, we'll probably see lower prices rather than higher prices, at least in the short term. And it really depends on what the rest of the market is doing. So that's some of my thoughts on Aerodrome. Like I said, go on tradingview.com, or if you have any ideas, throw them at me and I'll make a video on it. Pick a swing high, pick a swing low that you like. This high here on the 27th and the lows on the 29th is a nice one. There's not too much time in between those. There's only a day in between those, but it is a nice major swing high and a swing low. Let's see if we could find another example here to show you guys. So if we took the swing high here of the 1st of March, and then we took the lows of the 5th of March, bring that out just like that. Here is some fib levels to keep an eye on. Based on that, you could see the market almost got up to the 2618 at 256. That's just above our levels there at 243 and 234, a little bit higher there. So take it for what it is, guys. Like I said, I don't trade using the fibs, but I will throw them on the chart once in a while, just to have an idea of where the market is likely to find support, resistance, hit for targets, etc. So let me know, do you think Aerodrome is heading higher from here, or are you concerned that the lower prices are just getting started and we might be undercutting that level down there at $1.36, which would be quite bearish, at least in the near term, the short term? My upper target's 243 right now. It's a 40+% move higher, gets us into all-time highs. Hey, I root for the bulls. I hope it gets hit, but we just don't know right now. This chart is very bullish and it is stair-stepping to the upside. So until we undercut and close below $1.36, I don't really have too much to be bearish at. This candle is concerning though. This big washout to higher highs and then undercutting some recent lows on the 12th. That is a thing of concern. That could be a big warning sign that this thing is getting exhausted. So that is something that is a concern if I was an Aerodrome holder, but I'm not. But many of you guys are. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, which is down 341 this morning. So Bitcoin, guys, important levels to watch right here at 62,206. You want this level to hold for Bitcoin. If this level does not hold for Bitcoin and we roll over like this, that's not going to be good for the markets, and probably heading quite a bit lower, probably back down into the mid to high 50,000s and down in this area. You know, I have a level down there at 54,599, and that's going to take the rest of the markets down in a big way if that happens. So far, we're kind of like wedging up here, which is bearish, which would break to the downside. We're finding some resistance. I have a cluster of levels right here between 63 and 64, as well as down here at 6206. You can see us candle wicking up into those levels and closing or trading lower. This thing needs to really start to get its act together and move to the upside. These levels right here on the 2nd and 3rd of April, a floor of support so far is holding price back to a ceiling of resistance. So let's see what Bitcoin does, guys. If it doesn't get his act together soon and start to trade higher, things just start to look more bearish, which would not be good for the rest of the cryptocurrency markets, including Aerodrome. But hey, don't want to be a doom and gloomer, but let's watch the price here, and hopefully it finds support and does trade higher. But right now we're at the lower end of that range, so we need to get away from this area, which might not happen. So I just want to talk about it. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts on Aerodrome. Is it going higher? Is it going lower? What do you think the state of Bitcoin is in right now? Will this support at 62,206.75 hold? Is it just a pause in a much bigger rally? Believe me, I have price targets in the 6 figures for Bitcoin. Does it happen now, or does it take quite a bit longer? That is the question. Thanks for watching. If you're not yet joined, go ahead and subscribe, guys. Appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up. I'll catch you in the next one.